Okay, Sarah, what ideas do you have to incorporate non-traditional students and students who might not typically attend events or generally benefit from the Student Association?
So we do have a large number of non-traditional students, and what I would like to do is make them very family friendly. Maybe have more, we have some awesome dance parties here, which I'm an avid, dancer at them. But to make some more family dances, like a daddy-daughter date or something fun like that. To be able to get these non-traditional students, the ones, that do have families that do work and do a lot of things, to make it very, free, because, it's always hard when you have your own family. And just really fun and exciting for their kids and for that student to be involved here so that they feel like they're at home here and they feel like they can still be involved even though they're not a traditional student.
Zach, you have 30 seconds.
I'm good, thank you.
Sarah, 30 seconds.
I'd like to just say I do have a lot of friends here who are non-traditional students, and that's something that they have come up and asked me, because I've been in student government for a while, saying, there's a lot of things for freshmen and for a lot of single people. And they just expressed that concern, and I couldn't do anything about it really because I wasn't in that position to do so. So I really am excited to be able to have this opportunity to run so I can speak for them.
Thanks, guys. CJ, what are you going to do to improve DSUSA as well as making this year the best year Dixie has yet seen?
Just real quickly, I think I can speak on behalf of all 341 athletes and support what Zach just said. We'd like to get our group on. Regarding your question, Matt, what can I do to make this the best year ever and to improve student government? In all honesty, it comes down to the fact that I'm coming in from outside student government. I bring fresh ideas that they haven't been altered, not altered, but they haven't been changed based on what's happening. I mean, I see, and I say this with respect, I see a completely different side of the university than most people have seen because I come from the athletic side of things. What can I do to what can I make to have this year be the best year Dixie has ever had? I have promised to make Dixie State University a more prideful school in itself. Right now, there's very little pride, and it's because of the fact that we are losing our identity every couple of years. But I promise that we will begin to have that pride, and we will bring it forth, and it will have the best year ever.
Okay. Sarah.
I want to see even more unity within DSUSA, more communication between the branches, and just basically more unity as a whole. Because if we are more unified, the school will be more unified, and it will just trickle down from there. I have a lot of goals and a lot of plans and a lot of passion to be in this position, and I'm very excited to work hard and get the job done.
CJ, 30 seconds.
So I'll have to agree with what Sarah said when it comes to uniting the branches in student government. From my time of looking outside the in, I have seen a little bit of disconjointed unity. So it's disconjointed a little bit, but I think that idea of bringing everything in sync will lead the students, because a student body needs their student government to run efficiently, and they all need to be friends and work together. If there's not that unity, we're going to have a broken student body.
Sarah, 30 seconds.
I just want to add that I'm excited that I have a jumping off point, that I have a point where I can start from and continue everything to grow, and that's really going to make the student government the best it can be. Because a student body president should be involved with the students and should be taking the fresh ideas from them, but they should already know what's needed to be done.
Thank you. What would you like to change about Dixie, and what would you like to keep the same?
I like this question. Okay, coming from outside of St. George and the culture that's presented here that finds itself in the institution, I want to find better alternatives to help those that are the same as me, not accustomed to the things here at the institution. So one of the first things I would like to change is probably having more religious diversity on campus. I think that it's a very strong thing and that everyone should have a place to go. Probably a second thing that would To counterpart what I would like to change, something I'd like to keep the same is, and build on, is definitely the spirit of this institution. Coming here as a freshman, I wasn't involved on campus at all, and getting involved in student government this year, I have better been involved, and I've grown to love this institution and all it stands for.
Kendra, what would you like to change about Dixie, and what would you like to keep the same?
Okay, so this is the 3 things that I would like to change about Dixie. Not change about Dixie. Dixie is great. These are the things that improvements. One of the things is open educational resources. As for college students, books are expensive. So open educational resources is a very doable thing that we can institute at our university. As well as, I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but ran across the street, been scared by getting hit by a car. Crosswalks are something that are very necessary. Having safety here. If you're worried about your safety, you can't focus on your academics. And then also, as Casey said, having a place, multicultural diversity center would be very important. We are growing with our minorities and being able to have everybody feel comfortable and safe. And then what I'd keep the same is just the pride that we have and like the beautiful campus that we have and the pride that we have in our school, and just keep doing what we're doing with that.
Casey, 30 seconds.
Continuing on what I was saying earlier, another thing that, as I like my counterpart said, improving, not changing, because change is sometimes drastic, is also having better funding for different departments. Over the years that I've been here, I've seen kind of a separation in what's getting funded and what hasn't been. I think maybe as VPA we can work together with the Senate and faculty to better appropriate funds for different departments.
Kendra, 30 seconds.
Like Casey said, there are some things that require more funding and they're being thrown, just disregarded a little bit. The Writing Center, for example, is a tool that any student here can use. It's very underutilized, but it's also very underfunded. And so being able to help the Writing Center, help all the students, that's another thing that we can improve upon.
Thanks, guys. How do you plan to help publicize clubs better on campus and give them a better presence for students?
So one thing I would love to do is give access to the PR department for clubs. They have an amazing voice already, but it does need to get better. It does need to improve. One thing I do love that happened this year was Club of the Week. I think we can definitely bump that up another notch by not only getting their name out, on campus, like through those little boards, but through even bigger things like social media and just bigger things. I also, as I said before, I really want to get OrgSync up and running function and thing on this campus so that we can use it. At other universities, OrgSync is just like campus. Everyone goes on it, everyone checks it. It's a thing that they just do, and I would love to make that a thing here on campus so that we can have that same feel and that same word out about our clubs.
Okay, Zach.
Well, there's a lot of things I would like to do as far as publicizing the clubs. I'll just list a few. I'm currently working on digital signage with the student government class. A group of us are working on that. We're planning on putting digital signs out front of the garden, out front of the Hollands, one in the community so that we can publicize all of our sports games, our clubs, Wednesday activities. Like I said earlier, I would love to see a banner here in the Gardner Center with all the club logos on there with the contact information. You might see like student government has that. Clubs needs one too. And a strong social media presence would definitely go a long ways as far as publicizing the clubs. That's it for now, thanks.
So we'll bring the student body president candidates back up here. What changes do you feel could most benefit Dixie State University, and what is your plan to make it happen?
The university as a whole just needs a little bit more unity. We have a lot of amazing organizations at this university, but they don't work together very often. And I think it's like when you have a friend that's really good at a talent, and I'm really good at a talent, but we don't work together. So I would just like to see more unity on the campus, and the plan that I have to do that is to use myself as a resource. I like reaching out to people, and I like making people happy, and that is what I plan on doing, and I like bringing people together, so I'll use myself as a resource there.
So it goes back again to building the pride in our institution. Right now, there are very little people who actually know what a red storm is, and very little people who actually care. Our community members, they are struggling to support us. I honestly think that the community kind of resents Dixie State University more than embraces us. In all honesty, we need to start getting the community on board. We need to have people start having pride in what we stand for as a university and institution. And my plan for doing that, honestly, it starts with the students being more proactive in the events that are held here on campus. I don't think it's okay to have a student population of 8,000 plus and only expect maybe 200 people to show up at events. That can go from events put on by student government all the way to athletics. I don't think that's appropriate. For an institution with that many students, we need to help them be animated to come to these events. So in all honesty, that point system that I talked about with athletics, it should also apply to the events here on campus.
Sarah, you have 30 seconds.
So I definitely see what CJ is saying, and I think it's a really great point. But I do think that that needs to come from the campus being united as a whole, because from my experience on student government and from my experience in doing my job this year as the student life VP, it comes from human interactions, and we as student government need help to reach out to more people. So if the organizations can come together, we can personally invite more people to the events. We can personally invite more people to the games, and we can get more people involved.
CJ, 30 seconds.
In all honesty, I just will reiterate the fact that in order to make Dixie great, we need to have everyone on board. And so yes, unity is a very important thing, but I think it just involves getting people active first and foremost.
Thank you. Vice Presidents of Academics, we'll start with Kendra. What changes do you feel could most benefit Dixie State University, and what is your plan to make it happen?
As I previously stated, my 3 points are the multicultural religious center is very important, Crossbox is very important, and so is the open educational resources. But the first step in making any of those things happen is that we need student voice. So by going out and delegating the Senate to go out to their respective departments and going to each individual and having them take surveys and doing those kind of things, just being able to hear what the students want. That's the first step in changing anything, is having a cause and having people who want it and who need it. And so that's what I would definitely do to improve and how I would do it.
Casey, what changes do you feel could most benefit Dixie State University, and what is your plan to make it happen?
As I previously stated earlier, I think that we needed the Religious Center more funding or more appropriating funding in all of the different departments, and a way to make it known to everybody else. The only way, well, not the only way, but I think the best way to make these things happen is get a strong voice for it. So if you have a strong voice that people are willing to follow, and follow not blindly, but follow with the same passion as the person they're following, then the greatest change can come from that.
Kendra, 30 seconds. Casey, 30 seconds.
I'm good.
Awesome. Zach, what changes do you feel can most benefit Dixie State University, and what is your plan to make it happen?
Well, if you go to the sports games, you'll notice that a majority of the people there are Dixie alumni. And my plan is to get more students involved. I think the reason behind that is we have D-Crew. They promote our events, but they're under our alumni association. Alumni association works on, Dixie alumni. Student government, we focus on current students. So it would be nice if Dixie student government could work with D-Crew, bring them aboard like they used to be, and I believe that we could be a lot more effective that way. I just met with the athletics department and they love the idea. I've talked to many people, they love the idea. Get them more funding through our marketing department. I want to see more students at the sports games. Thank you.